Right then, I'm now here for my Claressa Shields versus Franchon Dezurn 2 fight prediction and breakdown. So this is a rematch. An interesting one because, funnily enough, they actually both fought each other in their first fight in the pros. So this is interesting. Clarissa, what she 18 fights in this will be for Cruz Dezurn, 13 fights in. So interesting stuff in my opinion. In the heavyweight division this time as well. Big yeah, look, big fight, all the belts on the line. I think it should be interesting. Clarissa Shields is easily gonna win this. I think that's obvious to say. Clarissa Shields will obviously win. Um, yeah, Cruz deserves a slugger. She's an interesting one, isn't she? Because you know, obviously, there's not as many KOs in women's boxing, so I don't think you can take into account knockout ratio in women's boxing as much as you can in men's boxing. Franchon Cruz Dezurn has 2 knockouts out of her 10 wins. Clarissa Shields has 3 knockouts out of her 17 wins. So again, you can't really take into account knockout ratio in women's boxing as much because I think Cruz Design clearly has power. Clearly, in my opinion, has good power. Her overhands, there's clearly a lot of spikes in every single shot that she throws. And if she can get some momentum going on you, and if she can back you up, if she lets her shots fly well, then you can be in trouble. But I think there's a clear speed advantage here for Clarissa Shields. I think it showed in their first fight, and I feel like it's even more significant now. I feel like, if anything, Clarissa Shields, right now in her prime, sped up. Cruz Dezurn, I don't think she's sped up. I think she's stayed the same, or possibly, I reckon she's just looking. She just looks more for clubbing shots, which I feel like makes her a bit slower. Um, Either way, I think Clarissa Shields is going to box her head off, if I'm being honest. I mean, Cruz Dezurn can take one and give one. That's what she does. She takes one to give one. And again, it's dangerous when she can back you up and when she is accurate. She is accurate with her punches that she does throw. But I feel like against someone like Clarissa Shields, who moves as well as Clarissa Shields, she's the best women's technical boxer by a country mile, in my opinion. It's obvious. Best defense, best offense, in my opinion, because again, she don't have the knockouts, but she is relentless in there. Clarissa, she is very good at mid range. She's very good on the inside. She's good at range. I feel like a big thing. I look back to the first fight that they both had, and again, it's interesting because can you take loads out of it? I think you can take a bit out of that first fight they had, but not loads. But again, I look back at that first fight that they had, and I feel like in a lot of ways, Shields was able to beat Cruz Dezurn at her own game. At times when they were slugging it out, Clarissa Shields was landing the way quicker punches, the way more meaningful punches. And I feel like Cruz Design had it really difficult to time Clarissa Shields. And I feel like now, if anything, it could be even harder to do. But again, though, I think a big thing that does favor Cruz Design going into this fight is the fact it is a heavyweight. I feel like the weight change here changes a lot because it does take away Clarissa Shields' speed. She's not as fast as what she was at middleweight. Nowhere near. I mean, that's to be expected, obviously, but nowhere near as fast. And I feel like the fact that this is at a heavyweight favors Cruz Design. It favors her clubbing style more. It fails that that slugging style that she does have, and it could definitely help her be more accurate and be able to time Clarissa Shields much more, because I think Clarissa Shields' movement, upper body movement, her movement is still pretty much the same. But I feel like ever since Shields has moved up to heavyweight, I feel like her feet have been a lot slower. And I feel like that is something which can massively favor Cruz Dezurn going into this fight because she does like to plod. And when she does throw some clubbing shots, when she does throw those overhands that she loves to throw, Clarissa Shields could be there now for that because she wasn't there in that first fight. But I think what does favour the Clarissa Shields more, though, is the fact that this fight is 10 rounds. Um, And, look, Claressa Shields beat her in a 4-rounder in that first fight. I believe she won every single round. Yes, she did. Double checking that. She did win every single round in that 4-round fight. But again, now we got 10 rounds. Could Claressa Shields get something going on Cruz Dezurn and possibly, dare I say, stop her? Because I think it's possible. I think Claressa Shields could possibly stop Cruz Dezurn in this fight. I feel like it is very possible. Because I just look at Cruz Dezurn and I think a whole movement is just way too slow for the amount of punches that Claressa Shields is going to be bringing at her. The relentlessness of Claressa Shields, and I feel like that is something which is getting better and better every single fight. She's relentless. She just doesn't let you reset. She doesn't leave you alone whatsoever. She is always on you, whether it's on the outside, whether it's on the inside. She is brutal with the shot she does pick. She's very good at countering. She's very good at starting her attacks. And Cruz Dezurn, let's be honest, she's not seen anyone as skilled as Claressa Shields since their first fight. Let's be real. Claressa Shields has came on way further than what Cruz Dezurn have. I mean, that both have came a long way, but Claressa Shields is literally right now leagues, and I mean leagues above what Cruz Dezurn is. I don't see this fight being competitive whatsoever. I am going to say it ends with a unanimous decision win for Shields. I don't think she will stop her, but it is very possible that she does. Again, I think there's things that favour Cruz Dezurn going to the fight, as I've spoken on. But overall, let's be honest here, Shields is way more superior overall. Let's be completely honest. Shields is the way more superior fighter than what Cruz Dezurn is. But again, it's interesting in my opinion. I feel like it's definitely a fight that's worth talking about. Definitely. I feel like it's definitely a fight worth watching. But yeah, Claressa Shields, best technical boxer in women's box by a country mile. Let's be honest. So yeah, I think Claressa Shields is going to win a unanimous decision here. Again, I think Cruz Dezurn has a good puncher's chance, but that's shadow of a doubt. She does have a good puncher's chance to win. She can, especially now it's a heavyweight. Again, I think that is the big thing which gives Cruz Dezurn a bit more of a hope to win this fight. The fact it is at heavyweight, I feel like that is the thing that benefits her more than Claressa Shields going to the fight. But everything else mostly benefits Claressa, who is actually the bigger puncher. You probably would have to say Cruz Dezurn. Definitely, in my opinion, you would have to say Cruz Dezurn. But can she get that timing on Claressa Shields? It depends. I reckon she's got her best chance than ever to do so. But again, Claressa Shields is only just getting used to it at heavyweight. But again, her feet are slower at heavyweight. So her head could be there for Dezurn. You never know.